Bible plays a significant role in understanding the conflict between Israel and Palestine, as many consider the Holy Land to be a central part of biblical history. Israel, the only Jewish state in the world, is located east of the Mediterranean Sea, while Palestine is the region historically inhabited by an Arab population that shared territories with Israel. This long-running conflict involves the Israeli presence in the West Bank, Jordan, and the Gaza Strip, and over the years, tension between Israel and Palestine has worsened, leading to numerous violent clashes. To understand the origins of the conflict between Israel and Palestine, it is necessary to go back millennia in history. In the 17th century BCE, in accordance with a divine call, 3 Jewish leaders, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, settled in the area known as Canaan, which encompassed parts of present-day Israel, the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, Lebanon, Syria, and Jordan. Later, this region was called the Land of Israel, the Promised Land, Palestine, or the Holy Land. Around 1000 BCE, King Saul established the Israelite monarchy, which was subsequently led by King David, who made Jerusalem the seat of his kingdom, and his son, King Solomon, erected the first temple in Jerusalem. After the death of King Solomon, the unified monarchy split into 2 kingdoms, Israel in the north, with Samaria as its capital, and Judah in the south, with Jerusalem as its capital. The majority of the inhabitants of this land were Jews, but it suffered numerous conquests by different groups, which resulted in a significant decrease in the Jewish population. One of these conquests was carried out by the Roman Empire, which renamed the region the province of Judea, aiming to sever Jewish ties with the land of Israel. During this period, Christianity, originating as a Jewish sect, became the dominant religion in the late Roman Empire. In the 7th century, the region was conquered by the Arabs, inaugurating the spread of Islam. The construction of the Dome of the Rock on the ruins of the Second Temple made Jerusalem a holy city for 3 monotheistic religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The conflict between Israel and Palestine has deep roots and is influenced by historical, political, cultural, and religious factors. For many, the Bible plays a central role in justifying the territorial claims and historical rights of the parties involved. It is important to note that there are different groups within Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, each with different interpretations of Scripture. The relationship between Jews and the Holy Land, as described in the Hebrew Bible, or Old Testament, is an intricate web of beliefs, history, and identity that has shaped the Jewish experience over the centuries. This connection is so deep that it unfolds into several layers, influencing both religion and Jewish culture. Here are some key points to understand this unique relationship. Promises to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The beginning of this story dates back to biblical times when God made specific promises to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The most significant among them was the promise of the land of Canaan, which would later become the Holy Land, as an eternal inheritance for their descendants. This promise was not only material, but also spiritual, with the guarantee of blessings and prosperity for Abraham's posterity. Holy Land. The land of Canaan, or Holy Land, is a term that evokes deep meaning in Jewish faith and history. It covers geographic areas that today make up Israel, Palestine, Jordan, and parts of Syria and Lebanon. The Holy Land is not just a piece of land. It is a place of spiritual significance, a focal point that transcends earthly borders and is rooted in the core of Jewish identity. Covenant with God. The covenant between God and the Jewish people is the foundation of the Jewish religion. This covenant, as described in Scripture, is a vital part of the relationship between God and the Jewish people. The commandments and laws established by God in the Torah represent a moral and spiritual guide. Observance of these commandments is seen as the way to maintain this covenant and sustain the connection between God and His people. Diaspora. Jewish history is marked by countless diasporas and dispersions. Jews faced periods when they were forced to leave the Holy Land and spread throughout the world. Even during these painful separations, the Holy Land maintained its spiritual and identity significance. During the Babylonian exile and later diasporas, the hope of a return to the Holy Land was a persistent light in Jewish history. Return to the Holy Land. The 19th and early 20th centuries witnessed the emergence of the Zionist movement, which aimed to establish a Jewish state in the Holy Land. This movement culminated in the creation of the State of Israel in 1948. For many Jews, this was as the fulfillment of a divine promise and the long-awaited return to the Holy Land. The relationship between Jews and the Holy Land is a rich tapestry of faith, history, and identity. It is not limited to a mere geographical connection, but also encompasses Jewish spirituality and culture, providing an unbreakable bond that has shaped Jewish history and identity over the millennia. The Holy Land remains not only a location on the map, but also a beacon of spiritual and cultural heritage for the Jewish people. The Holy Land is truly a crossroads of faith and history, where the world's major monotheistic religions converge, resulting in a rich tapestry of meanings and tensions. In addition to the Jewish spiritual connection, there are also deep connections with Islam and Christianity. Islam. For Muslims, Jerusalem and the Al-Aqsa Mosque hold inestimable spiritual value. Jerusalem is mentioned in the Quran and is known as the third holiest site in Islam, after Mecca and Medina. Al-Aqsa Mosque is a place of pilgrimage and worship, and its religious importance is a significant factor in the regional conflict. The connection of Muslims with the region dates back to the tradition of the Prophet Muhammad and his night journey to Jerusalem. Christianity. The Holy Land is also a focal point for Christians, being the setting for many New Testament events. Jerusalem's Old City is home to sacred sites, such as the Basilica of the Holy Sepulchre, where Jesus is believed to be crucified and buried. The Grotto of the Nativity in Bethlehem is the traditional birthplace of Jesus. Preservation of and access to these sites are issues of great importance to the global Christian community. The relationship between different Christian denominations in the region can also be complex due to different traditions and practices. This convergence of faith and history in the Holy Land creates a complex web of interactions between religious and political communities in the region. Conflicts and tensions over the years often have deep roots in religious and territorial claims. The management and protection of sacred sites remain important challenges in the region, and the search for peace often involves delicate negotiations between interested parties. The Holy Land thus remains an epicenter of belief and history that challenges understanding and resolution of conflicts around the world. The conflict between Israel and Palestine is not only a religious issue, but also a political and territorial one. The establishment of the State of Israel in 1948 and subsequent conflicts resulted in population displacement and an ongoing dispute over borders, rights, and territories. While some people see the Bible as a justification for land claims, others emphasize the need for political solutions based on negotiations and compromises. The complexity of the conflict involves not only religious issues, but also the search for lasting peace and peaceful coexistence in the region. Therefore, it is critical to understand that the Bible plays a significant role in the claims and identities of the parties involved in the conflict between Israel and Palestine, but it is not the only driving force behind this complex and multifaceted dispute. It is crucial to approach this issue with empathy, dialogue, and a commitment to peace to seek a lasting resolution. If you liked this video, subscribe and like and share. It's very important. Until the next video.